Okay, so today we're going to compare and contrast various screen capturing tools, and we're going to start with Screencastify. I'm going to use Chrome for this because it has a plugin built in. So we'll go to screencastify.com and we're going to add it to Chrome. And now you're going to notice there's this little screen capturing icon up here that now will enable you to record events. So let's click that. We sign in. Wants access to our camera and microphone, and I'll click next. It asks for permissions. Wanted to use microphone and camera. I allow. Put myself as an educator. Let's say grade school. Okay, so I'm now ready to make my first recording. And I'll click on this up here. And now you can choose to do your desktop, and I noticed that my microphone is operating. And by the way, you have various mics. I have a USB mic plugged in. The default internal microphone works well, but sometimes depending on the room you're in, it might give like kind of a little echoey effect. And if you want kind of the full texture of your voice, USB headset is great for that. And you can also embed a webcam of yourself, which is a bit of a distraction. So personally, I prefer not to. That's it. We're ready to start recording. So I'm going to do the entire desktop. So whatever appears on my desktop, that's it. It's going to be part of the recording. So I'll click on view your entire screen, then I'll click share, and we start recording. There we go, and the countdown is on. So let's see how this recording process happens with Screencastify. So in previous recording lessons, I had looked at Google Slides and publishing, putting together interactive units and lessons, and I have all of my stuff here linked and posted. And let's see. And I wanted to look at some formative lessons, and we're going to do a quick tutorial on building a formative lesson. And this was the slide that I had used as an example, and that I'm going to use with other screen recording tools to see how this works. And so I'm just going to rebuild this. I go new presentation, new Google slide presentation. I'm going to snap this off. I'm going to grab that tab, snap it off. So for expediency, I'm just going to delete the text box here. I'm going to come back over to my original slide. We'll just copy paste the title, copy paste the text box on the side, paste the text in it, and the body of the paragraph explaining the assignment. Oh, and I want to put a little link here. Let's slow down for a second. I had added a link to this text. That brings me over here to a form that students have to fill out when they're analyzing the Joker. I simply went and got a share link here, copied it, came back here. I selected and bolded that text, went to link, pasted that, applied it. This guy over here, Todd Phillips, talking about the first scene in the Joker and doing an analysis. I copied that URL and I went to insert video by URL because I already found it on YouTube. Select, drop it in there, and quickly we have an interactive lesson. The student has the form that they can fill in, they have the video they can watch and analyze, they have these terms over here that are these categories that they need to use as a filter to analyze the film sequence. And of course we can always put our start times if we click on the video. Okay, there, I quickly created a slide. Let's see how Screencastify handled this. I'm going to go back to Google Chrome and stop the recording. Okay, so here I have my recording. Let's not forget the text. Share. Link here, copied it, and I went in. Okay, so let's see how this. Okay, so I kind of made a mistake there. Let's back up a bit at around 5 seconds, and I want to cut that. Okay, so these little crop tools, if there's a bit at the beginning you want to cut out, you can click cut. It'll cut from this point prior. The same is true at the end here. So I could save this trim. I cut the first 5 seconds. I like the video. I'll save the trim. And it says, yeah, it's going to replace the new video. Now I could save this to Google Classroom. Choose the class I want to share it to. And you can actually, when you're sharing it, you can create an assignment directly. Go, and then this video becomes a web video. So it's only viewed through a web browser. And so this is not the route I want to go for saving it. In this case, I prefer to have the control of being able to download this. So I'm going to export it as an MP4. Okay, so it's processed the web file into an MP4 and I download it, and you can see over here it's downloading. It's 24 megs. So let me just show you where that video is now. If I go to my downloads folder, there it is. There's my recording. I didn't really title it appropriately, but if I hit my space bar, click on the file there. There you can see that's my video file. So you could upload it to Google Drive, upload it to YouTube, and use it as a class post. Now if you have any editing, personally I would bring this into iMovie or some editor on your laptop and edit it that way, but we can take a quick look at some of the basic editing features in Screencastify. Now with the 3-day free trial, you can go into the basic editor and you can play around with your video a bit, and you have a few very simple tools over here. For example, let's say there's a clip right here. You put your playback head over here and you hit cut, and then you move your playback head right over here, you hit cut. You could then take that clip and just trash it and it'll pull the first clip and the last clip together, getting rid of the middle clip. You can add some text and so on, but it's not a very intuitive tool, and it's not very versatile. And so you do have a menu on the side here for new project. You can go through your old recordings and you can open those, double click them, come back to the editor. Personally, what I would do is I would just trim the beginning, as I showed you earlier in the basic recording. Trim the beginning when you're starting off, trim the end when you're putting your mic down and there's all that kind of rustling and noise, and export your MP4 and then bring it into iMovie or some other video editor like that if there are some clips or certain sections that you want to cut out.